Hey, welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports, and I'm your host Isaiah. And today we're going to knock out some more work on the yellow Quest. So let's get to it. Okay, so we got our first pipe on. Yeah, still need a little bit more angle, but you can see there. But I think I might be able to fix that by adjusting the boot there. But our next piece has to go from the intercooler through the hole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna port this hole out, probably come out to this area and just port the whole thing out. So that's what we're gonna do next and take it from there. Yep, the old trusty bit. So we bored this hole out, good amount. And now let's see what we got. So we have this cut down. And it fits here perfectly, but a little short on this end. I'm thinking I'm going to cut this a little shorter so I can get a pipe in between here and then do a boot on this side and a boot on that side and a boot down here, and then this side should be complete. So let me grab that stuff, show you what I mean. All right, so here's our piece of straight. So if we can kind of get it to go like this, minus dropping everything. So if we can kind of get it to go like that and pull this one forward, that should be good. All right, so let me do that and we will take it from there. Okay, so you could see this part is done. I'm making a cut for my pipe that goes here using a bandsaw. So that's gonna be complete. Then we can get started over here because I have to come through with a hole saw to make the hole for this area here. So I am going to start with the hole right now. So let me equip my hole saw. Okay, we got our next piece finalized. So let's take a look-see. So we're gonna be right up in this area, which will be perfect for our 20-pound adventure. Then next, we're gonna have to dive on this. I already pre-cut a hole and lost a bit in the process, so I'm gonna have to come in with probably a Dremel or something a little bit more drastic. And we're gonna widen that hole out to about 2 1/4 inch. And that should do it. Okay, and this side is complete all the way to the bottom. And a little side note, when you're tightening these down, so it's cool to use a gear wrench, but I use a tiny little impact gun because granted 20 pounds isn't much, especially, you know, for these clamps, but this makes sure that it's airtight pretty much. So that's how I did it on this one, no boost leaks. That's how we're gonna do it on this one, no boost leaks. So let me finish up over here. Now we have our hole, perfect size, and we're gonna mat that up to the throttle body. And actually, I still have to get a hose that goes from 2 1/4 to 3. But we're still gonna run pipe and get everything finalized and take it from there. Okay, and our next cut off of a 45. Let me fire this thing up. There we go. And I will show you guys with another 45 exactly how it's getting done. So, put it through here, right? Comes up right about here. You see? So what we're gonna do is I'll reroute this tube, no big deal. We're cutting off a piece of skin here so we could put a 45 degree, and that should be it. So that piece is cutting right now. This is gonna be one of the extra pipes, including the remainder of this. And I'm pretty sure this can be used for a different project, or the same, either way. But we're gonna take one of these 45s here, connect that, and that should be it. 2 clamps, and he'll have a good amount of leftover stuff here. So that works. And also, now that the intercooler piping is pretty much done, as soon as that piece is finished cutting, we have to add in a blow-off valve. And the best place for this car is adding one in this area. So once I receive a blow-off valve, or maybe the customer will do it, he can add it in right here, cut the pipe here, put a boot here, add it in here. He's got plenty of extra parts to get that done. But right now, we're running it how they run them in Australia. No blow-off valve. So what we're gonna do is wait for that piece to be cut and finish the piping. Got our 90 ready, and this should be a open and shut case. Okay, and then as you can see there, we are all buttoned up. Pipe goes through, right for the money shot. And we still got some adjustability in it, so if we need to move it, we can always move it. And have to order that boot. And that is all done. So next, we are going to install the oil pan. Okay, so we have the car up, and we're gonna take a look at this oil pan. So we have a hella dent in the oil pan, so that's not good. And then you have to get to all these 10mm bolts all the way around here. This is one side. This is the other side. And then the sway bar is going to have to get moved out of the way. Probably just one side. So you can disconnect the end link there. Unbolt it from there. And that should give you enough movement to get the pan down and out of the way. But what we're gonna do first is we're going to loosen up the pan, get the pan prepped and ready. So we're gonna do that first, and we'll be back. Okay, so now that all of the screws have been taken out you can grab it from here and there and pull the pan down. So this one's down. Let me see if you can see a gap. That's enough to understand what's going on. But so yeah, so the pan's down, and your next obstacle is the sway bar. So 2 14 millimeters there and there. I would do the other side also. There seems to be a cap in here, and that's garbage. But anyway, I would take loose the driver and passenger side so you can move the whole bar forward. So this would be moving this way towards the front of the vehicle. And then you should be able to maneuver the pan out without lifting up anything. So I'm going to take these 2 items down and we'll take it from there. Okay, so the pan is out. Okay, so you want to take one side off pretty much. Sway bar end link out. The sway bar bushing, you want to get that out. Also, this side you don't have to take out at all, but you might want to do that anyway. So I'm going to take a look up under the car so I can get the view that you guys are getting right now. But yeah, basically this is out. Now, I want to remind you guys that the baffled pan will not allow you to slide. So it has to go straight up. So since this one's not baffled, you could slide the pan forward and bring it out. So in order to put this one in, or actually the baffled one in, is going to take a little bit more ingenuity. So you may want to take this down. Some of you don't have this piece. So you see what it is and where it goes. You might want to take this down, and we're going to see, but may have to move the engine a touch. So we'll keep that in mind. But I am very interested to see what it's looking like under here. From my knowledge, this engine has over 160,000, I want to say. So I want to see how she's doing under there. But in general, it's out. And what I'm going to do is, because this oil pan is dented and it seems the pickup tube is slightly dented also. Yep, you can kind of see it. But since this oil pan is dented, I want to drain the remainder of the oil, and then I want to see what is actually in the pan and kind of take it from there. So I'm going to drain the oil and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're checking out the oil pan, and I know it seems like a lot of glistening material on camera, but this is a whole bunch of petrified plastic. So this could be coming from the timing chain cover. Oh yeah, timing chain cover. Excuse me, not cover. Timing chain tensioner, which is the likely culprit. Oh, well, here we go. This makes a lot more sense. Well, we have a whole cam seal in the oil pan. This hence our beat up plastic. So I'm pretty sure why this was bouncing around and hitting stuff it was getting disintegrated at the same time. So luckily we're not putting this pan back on. You don't want to suck up plastic and share it with your bottom bearing. So what we're gonna do, and what I'm gonna recommend to the owner, is a engine flush. Not the bottles that you get at your local store, but actually I'm gonna put the first thing of fresh oil in there, and then after a good hour or two of letting it run and idle, I'm going to drain it and put in a fresh oil, then get the dyno stuff going down. Not dyno, but programming the computer. So, no need to clean this out. We're using a completely different pan. So now we're gonna check out the bottom end to see what's going on down there. Oh yeah, she looks pretty clean. I don't see too much signs of abuse. Pickup tube is not badly dented, but it definitely is dented. You see it hit the tube right here from the damaged oil pan. Probably see it from the side a little bit better, but that's the actual tube sticking out right there. But it didn't starve the oil, which is really good. And let me see, I see balancer shafts, stock pistons, stock rods. Oh yeah, not bad, not bad. So what we're gonna do is, let's see, it's 2020. So we are going to do some 2020 things, and instead of using this brittle paper gasket, we are going to use full silicone. So that should work for us very well. So we're gonna prep our new oil pan with silicone, and it will be laid up there shortly. Okay, I see a piece of the gasket missing here, so we will replace. Okay, so now that the pan is prepped, we're going to clean the surface of the engine extremely well, which we're going to use brake cleaner and more brake cleaner. And we're going to put it on a rag and wipe it down accordingly. So stay tuned for that, and we will knock it out of the park. And I hope you found this video helpful. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to knock out some more work, and we are reaching the end of this Starquest help. And after this, we're going to dive into some 3000 GT VR4 fun. You know, because I teased you guys with the slid bid episode over there a couple days ago. So you guys can always look forward to that. But until then, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next episode.